Hello, I'm Miss Mary from the West Dallas Public Library, and I'm bringing you another What Caught My Eye in New Books this week. So we have just a few today, but I'm going to start from youngest to oldest. So my first book that I just really loved is Winter with Lily and Milo. I recommend all the books in this series. They're really geared towards young children. It's winter. Lilo and Milo go outside. They want to feed the birds in the yard and play in the snow. But what happened to Milo's warm hat and scarf? It's aimed towards the very young and what they may experience in day-to-day life. Their relationship is very warm and gentle. It's such a great book. The pages are also, it's not a board book, but the pages are also like lined with plastic and very sturdy. And the pictures are so bright and simple. I just love their little expressions. And we'll see. That's just a typical, it would be such a wonderful winter read for a bedtime story, I think. It's just a beautiful little book. Oh, I love this book, Sugar and Milk. It's a powerful immigrant story as sweet as sugar and milk, and a young girl feels alone in a strange new country, a Persian leader who takes his people to a foreign shore, and an Indian king who is unsure of opening up his land to foreigners. A glass of milk and a spoonful of sugar that changed everything. That's from the back of the book, and I think we forget immigration and the issues and conflicts and controversies are not a new or modern thing. It has been around for a very long time, and I think this book is kind of a folklore fairy tale, and it just shows that these issues are pretty much have been around forever. So, oh, and this book is just beautifully illustrated. Okay, so Sugar and Milk by Thrity, Umrigar, and illustrated by Cole Lee. And here is a picture of it. I hope it could see that. I hope it wasn't too glary for you. Okay, the next book I have, is The Bear and the Duck. And when Bear frees Duck from a thicket, their friendship begins. And so it starts out a little rough, their friendship, but it grows into a really loving and warm relationship. And of course, Duck has to leave, and of course, Bear has to hibernate for the winter. So what does happen in the spring? It explores friendship theories or themes for the very young, and the art is so unique. It looks like woodcut prints with ink, I think. Just lovely, 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 lovely book. Okay, this one is another fun one. Make Yourself at Home by Signe Torp. And how would you like to live in a house that floats, or a tree top home with bats and birds for neighbors? Or maybe you'd like to live in a house made of ice or underground in the middle of a desert. This is a wonderful picture book. It's nonfiction for those kids who like nonfiction. And it goes through all these wonderful homes that people still live in today. There's a castle from Germany, and students or a family member, you could read it together and you guys could pick out your favorite home. My favorite home is a stilt house in Cambodia. And then I like this picture because they live in a stilt house because of the monsoons. So sometimes their house is surrounded by water and sometimes it's not. And when it is surrounded by water, they go to school in a boat. I think that would be a neat place to live. Okay, so that's my favorite home. If you read this book, I wonder what your favorite home is gonna be in it. Oh, another one I really enjoyed, Lightfall, The Girl and the Galdorinian. I don't know, that's a made-up word. I'm not sure how to say it. It's by Tim Probert. This is a graphic novel, and it's just beautiful, beautifully illustrated. In the land of Urpa, an ancient threat awakens, obsessed with plunging the world into eternal darkness. And so it's a very high fantasy. There's a quest. There's a relationship between these two guys. This guy, his name is Cadweller, and he is a funny guy, makes a lot of great jokes. This is B, and they have a wonderful friendship, and B suffers from anxiety, so that's kind of nice to see a little bit different of a protagonist. Spoiler alert, ends on a cliffhanger, so we'll have to get the second one for the library. And then, yep, and it's just a lot of fun, and I really just love the art. So there's like artificial light that's everywhere, and then this shows like the artificial light that was put up many years ago because somehow it was plunged into darkness. They don't really go into it in that part. Second book, I bet. Oh, here we go. This is The Campaign, another kind of topical book, and it's a really great read. I think very fun, contemporary, realistic fiction. And this is Maddie. She's a 7th grader, and she is gifted with a great artistic talent. And through the grapevine, she hears that the art funding for her school is going to be cut, and so she decides to take some action. She doesn't have many friends. She's not very popular, but when she takes this action, she reaches out to the other art students, the theater students, the music students, all who are interested in that for school, and kind of makes school worth going to for them. And so she ends up learning a lot of great life lessons. At the end, they talk a little bit about the democratic process, the different branches of government, and it's also a very funny book. Maddie really see things black and white, so I think it would be great for a family or a school read aloud, especially during a campaign time. Okay, and then the last book is Chance, Escape from the Holocaust by Yuri Shulevitz, and the title is true. It's Chance, Escape from the Holocaust. So the author, this is a memoir by the author, and they are not in a concentration camp. They actually, when Germany invades Poland in 1939, their family flees to what was formerly known as the Soviet Union, and they live there about 10 years. They leave when he is 4, and it's like what happens to refugees in the Soviet Union during that time. He used notes, his own memories, and also his father ended up writing everything down that he could remember from that time. So it was really, they faced a lot of hardship, but I'm going to do a spoiler alert. He grows up, becomes a very successful children's illustrator and author, and he even won a Caldecott Medal for The Fool of the World and the Flying Ship in the 1960s. And a Caldecott Medal is a very big deal in the land of the library. So it does have a happy ending. He ends up having a great life, same with his parents. So they were one of the lucky ones. So, all right. My name is Miss Mary, and I'm from the West Dallas Public Library. Thank you so much for joining me today in what caught my eye in new books this week. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you soon. But stay safe, wash your hands. Bye for now.